There's a shadow in the hallway light, coffee getting cold at 9:30. City breathing through the open screen, another tired night in between. I left the TV talking low, just so the silence wouldn't grow. Funny how the darkest rooms still carry traces left by you. And I know some things never really leave, even after all these years. They still visit me in dreams. Midnight window, hold me close tonight. Let the moonlight blur the ache inside. I've been carrying too much for one heart, trying to stay strong in the dark. If tomorrow comes too soon again, let me rest right where I am. Midnight window, don't let go. I just need somewhere soft to fall. Taxi headlights sliding down the street, like old memories passing over me. Every song on late night radio feels like some place I used to know. I still wear your oversized coat on nights this lonely gets too cold. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe it's just breathing now. And tonight, I don't need to understand why some people disappear while their echoes always stay. Midnight window, stay awake with me like an old friend who still believes there's a little light beyond the hurt, even when the world feels blurred. I've been tired down to my soul, smiling while I lost control. Midnight window, crystal blue, you see everything I hide. Maybe broken hearts don't need fixing every time. Maybe all we need is one quiet night to survive. Midnight window, morning's coming slow, and for once I'm not afraid to know life keeps moving like the rain outside, but I'm still here after goodbye. So let the city hum below, and let this weary spirit glow. Midnight window, shining through. Tonight I finally breathe. The hallway light is burning dim, your tired eyes are caving in. You've been carrying the world so long, you forgot where you belong. Kick your shoes beside the door, you don't have to fight anymore. Tonight the silence feels kind, not cruel like before. Lay your worries down, you don't have to hide them now. Rest your heart here, let the night hold all your fears. You've been strong for way too long, trying to survive alone. Close your eyes and breathe in slow, there's nowhere else you need to go. Rest your heart here, you don't have to hurt tonight. The city hums outside the blinds, but peace is finally close. close tonight. There's an old sweater on the chair, still carrying traces of your care. Maybe love doesn't disappear. Maybe it changes through the years into quiet little moments that help us stay alive. And somehow the softest things in life are the ones that heal us most. Rest your heart here like a song you've always known. No expectations in this room, no need to carry every wound. The moonlight paints the ceiling gold, like it's protecting fragile souls. Rest your heart here till tomorrow feels less cold. Maybe healing starts the moment we stop pretending that we're not exhausted too. Rest your heart here, morning slowly drawing near. And even though the scars remain, they don't control us the same. Tonight you finally let them go, like autumn leaves in drifting snow. Rest your heart here and let yourself be loved again. Dirty blue art in the kitchen now, dust floating where your laugh once bounced. I still pour 2 glasses out of habit, even though you're not around. The clock keeps dragging through the dark, like it forgot where mornings start. And every little thing tonight feels heavier than it should. But silence has a strange way of speaking when your heart is barely holding on. Slow dancing with silence while the whole world sleeps, holding on to memories that still cut too deep. No music in the room tonight, just shadows moving slow, and me pretending I'm alright when I already know. Some loves never really leave, they just learn to whisper softly. I walked past our favorite diner spot, someone else was sitting where we talked. Funny how the world keeps turning, like nothing ever broke apart. I try to outrun every ghost, but loneliness always knows exactly where to find my name. On nights like this again, and maybe missing someone quietly hurts more than saying goodbye. Slow dancing with silence under faded lights, learning how to hold myself through another night. No grand ending, no last scene, just 2 hearts growing old, and all the words we never said still hanging in the cold. But somewhere underneath the pain, there's still beauty in remembering. Maybe healing isn't loud at all, maybe it's just waking up and surviving through it all. Slow dancing with silence till the sky turns cold, finding little pieces of myself inside the lonely road. And if your memory calls tonight, I won't run away this time. I'll let the ache move gently through like moonlight through the blinds. Slow dancing with silence finally feels like home. Cafe chairs are upside down. Rain keeps tapping on this sleepy town. There's an old man humming softly near the door, like he's heard this lonely news before. Steam rising from my paper cup, like the words we never said enough. I thought time would make it easier, but some nights just stay the same. And your memory still walks in like midnight rain, without asking if I'm ready. One more cup of coffee before the night disappears. One more little moment to sit beside these years. I've been holding conversations with shadows in my mind, trying to make peace with the parts I left behind. One more cup of coffee before I let you go. Streetlights flicker down the avenue, taxi tires singing through the blue. Everybody's rushing somewhere warm tonight, while I linger with these thoughts of mine. The waitress smiles and fills my cup, like she knows I'm barely holding up. Funny how complete strangers sometimes feel kinder than old friends. And maybe healing doesn't happen suddenly. Maybe it arrives sip by sip. One more cup of coffee while the city dreams in gold, trying not to miss you the way I did before. Every little crack inside me still remembers your touch, but tonight I finally realize missing you this much doesn't mean I can't move on. Slowly toward the dawn. Maybe hearts grow tired before they finally heal. Maybe pain softens when we stop fighting what we feel. One more cup of coffee as the morning starts to bloom. The darkness in the windows no longer fills the room, and somewhere in this quiet I can finally breathe again. Not because I stopped loving you, but because I found myself within. One more cup of coffee and I'm ready for tomorrow. The room is quiet after 2, only moonlight shining through. I pull the blanket to my chest, trying to finally get some rest. There are battles no one sees, hidden underneath the skin. And tonight I'm tired enough to stop pretending I'm alright. So breathe slow. The night is not your enemy. Sleep, my heavy heart. You've carried pain too far. Lay down every memory beneath the quiet stars. No more running from the dark, no more hiding all the scars. Sleep, my heavy heart. Tomorrow can wait a while. The clock keeps glowing soft and blue, like it's watching over wounded souls. I think about the years I lost, trying to become enough. But somewhere in the silence now I hear a gentler kind of truth, that maybe being fragile doesn't make me weak at all. And maybe rest is also courage for hearts that survive too much. Sleep, my heavy heart. Let the tears fall if they must. Every aching little piece of you still deserves love. The world can wait outside tonight while you slowly heal inside. Sleep, my heavy heart. Morning will arrive in time. Maybe peace isn't something we find. Maybe it's something we allow ourselves to feel. Sleep, my heavy heart. The dawn is slowly turning gold, and though life still feels uncertain, you no longer walk alone. Every storm you lived through brought you safely to this place. Sleep, my heavy heart. Tonight you finally choose grace. The ceiling fan keeps turning slow, like it knows what I don't show. There's a tired ache behind my smile that's been waiting quite a while. I poured another glass of wine and watched the city blur outside. Every heartbeat in this room feels louder after dark. And silence always asks the hardest questions. If tonight could talk, what secrets would it tell about the tears we hide so well inside ourselves? Would it speak of lonely souls still searching for release? A whisper that surviving is already bravery. There's a photograph beside the lamp from years before. Life changed so fast, we looked so fearless back then. Like heartbreak couldn't touch us yet. Now every wrinkle near my eyes feels like proof I stayed alive through every sleepless midnight and every quiet war. Maybe sadness isn't weakness after all. Maybe it's proof we care deeply. If tonight could talk, would it forgive my restless mind for holding on to memories I should have left behind? The moonlight spills across the floor like mercy through the dark, and suddenly I don't feel ashamed of my fragile heart. Maybe honesty begins in rooms like this, where nobody is watching us fall apart. If tonight could talk, I think it would say this: you've carried enough pain already. Please learn to rest. And as the dawn begins to bloom beyond the window pane, I finally let my heavy soul breathe softly once again. Winter breathing through the glass, streetlights buried deep in fog. You wrapped your scarf around my neck without saying very much. The cafe heater hummed so low while snowflakes melted on your coat. And for a little while the world didn't feel so cruel. Funny how the smallest acts of love can save a tired heart. Warm hands, cold night, holding on to something fragile, like we're both afraid the darkness might swallow us alive. But your fingers in mine feel stronger than the storm outside. Warm hands, cold night, please stay a little longer. The waitress wiped the tables down as old jazz softly floated out. You laughed about the way I stare when I'm scared to say too much. Outside the buses rattle by like tired ghosts beneath the sky. But here beneath these amber lights everything felt still. And maybe love isn't always fireworks. Maybe sometimes it's shelter. Warm hands, cold night, your silence feels like home somehow. No grand promises tonight, just breathing in the now. Every lonely winter road feels light and next to you. Warm hands, cold night, you make surviving beautiful. Maybe people don't save each other completely. Maybe they just help carry the weight. Warm hands, cold night, morning snow begins to shine. And though tomorrow waits for us, I'm no longer terrified, because daylight disappears too soon. There's a tired ache behind my eyes from holding in too much tonight. I hear the train outside again, rolling through the dark like old regrets. And every passing second feels like it's asking me to heal. But some nights the heart stays wide awake, long after the world falls asleep. Golden hours sleepless, caught between the dusk and dawn, thinking about the people who left before I could hold on. The sky is burning amber like a memory turning blue, and all I really wanted was one more night with you. There's lipstick on a coffee cup from weeks ago I never washed. Not because I still expect you back, but because some things feel safer untouched. Outside the traffic glows like fire, slow rivers under midnight skies. And I wonder if somewhere you still think of me too. Maybe loneliness is just love with nowhere left to go. Golden hours sleepless, every thought becomes too loud. The silence on the ceiling feels heavier somehow. Still I watch the fading skyline like it might explain the pain. Why some hearts stay stranded inside old yesterdays. Maybe tomorrow will feel a little softer if I survive tonight with honesty. Golden hours sleepless, morning finally floods the room. And though I didn't find the answers, I found enough to move. The ache still lives inside me, but it no longer steals my light. Golden hours sleepless, thank you for this fragile night. Faded streetlights on an empty lane, yellow halos through the pouring rain. I was driving nowhere after midnight, trying not to say your name. This city used to feel alive back when your hand was holding mine. Now every corner looks the same, cold and unfamiliar. And the radio keeps playing songs we used to know, like the universe refuses to move on. Faded streetlights guide me home tonight, through the wreckage of another lonely drive. I keep searching every passing face for traces time could never erase. Maybe hearts don't fully heal, maybe they just learn to feel a little softer with the pain. keep rolling by. There's a waitress at the corner bar who remembers how we used to talk. She asked me if I'd seen you lately. I just smiled and shook my head. Funny how a simple thing can break you open instantly. One small question in the dark and suddenly I'm falling. But somehow even shattered hearts keep beating like they still believe in love. Faded streetlights blur across my eyes like old memories I can't leave behind. Every road keeps leading back to you, no matter what I try to do. Still I drive through sleepless nights, searching for a better life, something warm enough to hold before the morning comes. Maybe someday I'll stop looking for your ghost, but tonight I let the silence ride beside me home. Faded streetlights glowing pale and gold, watching over souls that still feel cold. And though your shadow lingers here, I'm learning how to disappear into softer kinds of pain, into healing through the rain. Faded streetlights lead me through another night alive. There's dust on my vinyl records now, tiny ghosts spinning slowly around. I dropped the needle late tonight, and suddenly you came alive. That old soul singer, cracked and warm, sounded exactly like my heart. Every lyric one with time, like the wrinkles near my eyes. Funny how old songs remember us better than photographs do. Dust on my vinyl, memories turn slow. Every little scratch and crack still feels like home. Late night melodies wrapped in faded blue, playing all the pieces I still connect to you. The apartment smells like rain and smoke and half-finished thoughts I never spoke. I sway alone beside the lamp like no one's watching anymore. Outside the city breathes in gray, but in here time just slips away. Inside these old familiar chords I almost feel alright. Maybe music keeps the parts of us alive that time could never touch. Dust on my vinyl, spinning circles through the dark. Every song another thread sewn through my fragile heart. I hear your laughter in the drums, your goodbye inside the keys, and somehow all this loneliness still sounds beautiful to me. as openly. Dust on my vinyl, morning light begins to glow. The record softly fading out like snowfall through the cold. And though the night is ending now, your memory still moves inside every trembling note and every whispered groove. Dust on my vinyl still keeps me company. I lit a candle by the sink just to soften up the evening. There's thunder somewhere far away, but it doesn't scare me now. I used to run from being alone, fill every silence with noise. But tonight this quiet room feels honest for the first time. Maybe peace sounds different than I imagined. Lonely isn't empty, it's just space enough to heal. A place where tired hearts can finally learn what's real. No pretending for nobody, no hiding from the truth. Lonely isn't empty, it's where I found myself again. I hear the old apartment pipes singing softly through the night, and moonlight spills across the floor like silver through an open door. I think about the years I spent afraid of every quiet moment, when all I really needed was time to breathe alone. And maybe not every ache needs fixing, some just need kindness. Lonely isn't empty, it's a slow and sacred thing, like learning how to stand without needing rescuing. Every scar inside my chest feels lighter in the dark. Lonely isn't empty, it's where the healing starts. Maybe being whole has nothing to do with another person. Maybe it begins within ourselves. Lonely isn't empty, morning sunlight fills the room. And though the world keeps turning fast, I don't need to rush it too. Tonight I made peace with silence and the woman I became. Lonely isn't empty, it's simply another word for grace. Spills across the floor like a secret knocking at my door. I haven't slept, but somehow I don't feel as broken as last last night. The curtains move in amber light. A tired soul learning how to rise. Every scar upon my skin feels softer in the dawn. Maybe hope doesn't arrive all at once. Maybe it glows in slowly. Velvet sunrise wrap around my heart. Pull me gently from the dark. I've been carrying shadows too long, trying to turn silence into songs. Now the sky is blushing gold, and for once I let go. Velvet sunrise, stay with me till I remember how to dream. The kettle sings its lonely tune while old records spin across the room. There's dust dancing in the light like tiny ghosts saying goodbye. I used to fear another day, afraid the pain would always stay. But healing wears a quieter face than I imagined before. And tonight's tears feel lighter in the morning air, like they finally found release. Velvet sunrise touching every wall, reminding me I survived it all. Every heartbreak, every lonely mile led me here to this softer light. I don't need to rush the pain or force the clouds away. Velvet sunrise, calm and slow, teach my restless soul to breathe. Maybe we're all just trying to find warmth inside these fragile little lives. Velvet sunrise glowing through the haze, turning old wounds into grace. And though the night still lives in me, it no longer steals my peace. So let the day arrive in gold and warm these tired bones. Velvet sunrise, crystal clear. I'm finally still enough to heal. Autumn rain against the cap, leaves spinning down the avenue. A tired song plays through the radio, one we used to sing to. The driver hums beneath his breath, while neon colors blur and bend. And suddenly this passing town feels filled with ghosts again. These late night melodies always find the hidden wounds. Autumn taxi radio, carrying hearts through empty roads. Every red light feels like yesterday, refusing to let go. watch reflections on the glass, buildings melting as we pass. There's a woman walking in the rain, holding flowers to her chest. For a moment I remember you laughing underneath October moons, before the silence settled in like winter on our lives. Maybe memories stay strongest in the fall, when everything begins changing. Autumn taxi radio, every song cuts beautiful and slow, like old letters folded carefully inside the heart too long. Still I lean into the sound as the city rolls around. Autumn taxi radio, keep these weary eyes awake. Maybe music exists for nights like this, when words alone are not enough. Autumn taxi radio, morning waiting down the road. And though the ache still lingers here, it no longer feels so cold. The rain begins to fade away beyond the waking streets. Autumn taxi radio, thank you for riding with me. Moonlight spilling on 8th Avenue, silver shadows painted midnight blue. The city moves like a tired song, trying to carry the lost along. A saxophone cries from somewhere far, mixing with the hum of passing cars. And every little breath tonight feels slower than before. These sleepless streets know every secret heart. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, shining softly through the lonely blue. Every stranger wears a hidden scar underneath the city stars. I keep walking through the glow, searching for a place to let go. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, stay with me till morning comes. There's an old couple near the train, holding hands against the rain. And suddenly I miss the days when love still felt simple and safe. The coffee shop on the corner closes slow, warm lights fading one by one below. And somehow in the quiet dark I feel less alone tonight. Maybe healing looks like moving forward gently without forgetting the pain. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, turning old regrets translucent blue. Every memory inside my chest feels softer now at rest. I still hear your voice sometimes, like a melody behind my mind. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, guide my weary soul back home. Maybe the night was never meant to break us. Maybe it came to slow us down. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, morning drifting into silver hues. And though the city wakes again, I survive the dark within. So let the traffic roll below, and let this fragile spirit glow. Moonlight on 8th Avenue, thank you for another dawn. Reflections on the street, midnight traffic moving slow beneath. I'm leaning by the taxi stand with your old ring in my hand. The city hums a tired tune, like it's lonely too tonight. Every stranger passing by feels like someone I once knew. And these neon lights make broken things look beautiful. Soft neon dreams floating through the downtown haze. Late night hearts and cigarettes, trying to survive the ache. Every glowing holds a story like mine too. Soft neon dreams keep me company without you. There's a saxophone down the block, playing slow beneath the fog. A couple dancing near the bar, like love never left their arms. I watch the reflections move across the puddles at my feet. And suddenly this lonely night feels strangely bittersweet. Maybe sadness becomes softer after midnight, when the world stops pretending. Soft neon dreams turning tears into colored light, making old regrets feel smaller in the middle of the night. I still miss your laughter, like a song I can't replace. But tonight I let the memory drift slowly into space. Blue light dripping through the blinds, another sleepless state of mind. The coffee's cold beside the bed, like all the words we left unsaid. Cars keep passing in the rain, their headlights moving through the pain. And somewhere in this fragile dark, I'm still learning who I am. These quiet hours always pull the truth from me. Halfway to morning, still holding on to yesterday, trying to forgive the ghosts that never fully fade. The city's breathing softly while my heart won't settle down. But maybe healing starts when no one else is around. I found your jacket in the hall, still carrying your cologne. Funny how a simple thing can make a grown heart fold. I almost called your number twice, then watched the moon instead tonight. Because some endings deserve silence more than desperate words. And maybe loneliness is only temporary, even when it feels endless. Halfway to morning, the stars are slowly disappearing, like the version of myself that kept drowning in the fear. Every aching little memory still trembles in my chest. But tonight I finally believe that resting isn't weakness. Maybe we don't heal by forgetting what we lost. Maybe we heal by carrying it more gently. Halfway to morning, golden light begins to rise, and for the first time in forever, I don't wanna hide. The pain still lives inside me, but it no longer owns my soul. Halfway to morning, I think I'm finally coming home. There's a flicker in the hallway sign. Room 23 still burns all night. The wallpaper's peeling by the bed, like the promises we never kept. The slow blues song leaks through the wall, from someone else surviving it all. And I sit here with this empty glass, trying not to look back. These lonely places always seem to know my name. Candlelight Motel, where broken hearts go when they fail. Neon shadows on the ceiling tell stories words can't ever tell. still dream. A waitress smoking in the cold said, honey, nights like this get old. I smiled like I was doing fine while falling apart inside. Outside the thunder slowly rolled, like distant memories growing old. And somewhere underneath the ache, I finally stopped pretending. Maybe pain gets lighter when we stop trying to outrun it. Candlelight Motel, every room holds someone's hell, but also little pieces of hope hidden underneath the hurt. The moonlight spills across the floor like mercy through a cracked front door. And for the first time in a while, I don't feel so alone. Maybe strangers understand sadness best, because they never ask us to explain it. Candlelight Motel, morning creeping through the blinds, and though the road still waits ahead, I think I'll be alright. The neon sign begins to fade. Another night survived again. And somewhere in the quiet dawn, my soul feels warm enough to stay. The storm moved out around midnight, leaving silver puddles in the light. I opened up the bedroom window wide and let the cool air fill my tired mind. There's something peaceful after rain, like the world survived another ache. Even broken trees still sway toward tomorrow somehow. And I feel my heavy heart slowing down tonight. For the first time in a while, after the rain calls, something soft inside my soul, like the sky is whispering, you don't have to hurt alone. Every teardrop on the pavement shines beneath the neon glow. And for a moment I believe healing happens slow. After the rain calls, I finally hear myself again. I drove along the riverside tonight, watching reflections drifting, passing lights. There was a song playing low on the radio, one we used to sing forever ago. I almost turned the car around to chase the ghost of what we found, but the river kept moving on, so maybe I should too. And somehow the quiet after heartbreak feels gentler than goodbye. letters never sent. But maybe every scar becomes a map of where we've been. After the rain calls, I don't feel so afraid tonight. Maybe the moon appears only after storms have passed. Maybe broken souls still shine even with the shattered past. After the rain calls, morning colors flood the sky, and I realize survival is its own kind of light. So I'll leave the window open, let the cool wind move through me, because somewhere past the sadness, there's still beauty left to see. After the rain calls, I finally choose to stay. You folded your sweater neat, like you were only leaving for the week. But your eyes had already crossed the line, somewhere far away from mine. The rain outside the apartment walls felt colder than the early fall, and every word you couldn't say still echoes through the room. Funny how the softest voices leave the deepest kinds of scars. The way you said goodbye still lingers in the midnight air, like smoke curling through a quiet room long after no one's there. You never raised your voice, you never slammed the door, but somehow silence hurt much more than heartbreak did before. I still drive down Maple Street, past the diner where we used to meet, and every corner knows your name, even if the city changed. There's an old coat hanging by the stairs I keep forgetting isn't yours anymore. Maybe part of moving on is learning what to leave untouched. And maybe some endings stay unfinished, so the heart can revisit them. The way you said goodbye felt gentler than a summer rain, but even gentle storms can leave a lifetime full of pain. Still I hold no bitterness, only echoes wrapped in blue, 'cause loving you was beautiful, even when it broke me too. Some people leave quietly without setting fire to the room, but somehow their absence burns the longest we said goodbye now feels softer in my mind, like an old song fading slowly with the passing of the time. Though I still remember every trembling breath that night, I finally understand. Some love was never meant to stay, only meant to change us forever. Theater lights are growing dim, dust floating where the stage begins. An old piano softly cries, like it remembers every goodbye. I sit alone in row 13, watching shadows dance on empty seats, and somehow every silent scene feels like a piece of me. Some loves never truly leave the stage, even after the ending comes. Until the curtains fade, I'll keep hearing your name, like an echo through the velvet dark, still beating in my veins. Every lie we never finished still hangs inside the air. Until the curtains fade, part of you will stay here. There's lipstick on a crystal glass, left behind from another past. The orchestra has all gone home, but their melodies linger on. I close my eyes and hear your laugh, like a record spinning from the past. And suddenly the empty room feels warmer than before. Maybe memories are just old performances the soul refuses to forget. Until the curtains fade, I'll keep dancing through the ache. Every lonely little heartbeat still remembers what we made. Though the spotlight disappeared and the crowd has moved along, somewhere in the silence our love still lives inside the song. Maybe endings are only softer forms of staying with someone forever. Until the curtains fade, morning pours across the stage, and though the play's over now, the feeling still remains. So I bow into the quiet with tears I do not hide. Until the curtains fade, I'll carry